Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Rush Racing stream brought to you by AI369. I am your host, Dynasty Sparrow, and I'm here with someone new in the commentary box. He did it last week, and he's gone back to back this week in Lamb. How you going, mate?
I'm doing pretty well, Dynasty. I'm excited to be here and commentate on Div Freak, and it was pretty epic last week, and hopefully they can pay it off again this.
Yeah, we can only hope. Hopefully it's going to be a good race. I'm just turning up a little bit, just in case it was a bit down. But we're moving over to qualifying, so it is a full qualifying. The grid is pretty much full, apart from one Haas driver. But yeah, we're looking at a looks reasonably dry. It may get wet during this qualifying, so if someone is in the chat wants to let us know if it's going to rain, that'd be great. But yeah, looking forward to it. And how did your race go here, Lam? How did you feel with the track and the conditions and the tyres?
Um, to be honest, I don't like Zandvoort that much, so to finish where I finished sixth after the strategical mishap I had with that safety car, to finish where I finished sixth was pretty good. We might see some what's the word we use strategical calls on the strategy week, as it is a soft medium or medium soft, if it stays dry, of course.
Sorry to just cut off here. Arx has just redeemed the second track for the season 9
Ooh.
calendar, and it's Monaco. So we're going from Saudi Arabia to Monaco straight away. Race 1 and 2. What a fun first two tracks it's going to be.
Arcs, you legend.
So I'll just go and write that down just to make sure we do keep that. So if I just go here. So we've got Sebi on a lap. We've got Hennessy on his out lap in France. So once Sebi sets his lap, we'll go on board with Hennessy and see how he goes in this qualifying.
Yeah, and Sammy seems to be doing pretty well on his lap so far. Seems to keep it nice, tidy, not taking too much risks at the moment. No, not really take too many risks here, especially considering curves can absolutely send the car. And based off what we saw last week, what happened to Sebi, he is definitely not a stranger to sending the car through the flying.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's going to make it's going to be very interesting this race. We've got a lot of quick drivers on the grid. Hennessy's actually gone back into the box, so not sure why he's gone straight back in. But his other teammate in France is on his lap, so he was having a communicating glitch before we went green. So good to see that he's in the lobby. We've also had a late call up from Satsi in the Haas, so he'll be reserving for the meantime as well. But other than that, we've got some mainstays in with Matif. It's Dido. You've also got Josh, Squash Josh, Boltaroo, Angus, Plugger, all of those, and Marzi as well. All of those fighting up the top. And you've got Evil Blade also reserving up from Division 4. And he had some really good pace around here, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of lap times he can put in during this qualifying and see if he can get all the way to the end of Q3.
Blade will definitely be up there, I reckon.
France
As
sets
going
at
back,
110.5.
decent lap from the Ferrari driver. Observing? No, he became a full time, hasn't
He's reserving up, so he's Division 4, I believe, and he's reserving up if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong there, but I believe originally he was Div 5. Oh, Hennessy's retired, so he might have a quali ban actually. I better check that. So I'll quickly just go have a look now. Yep, so both Trio, Kev, and Hennessy have quali bans. Um, yeah, there's also a lot of other people with penalties to their names, so Unfortunately, 3 of those have not shown up, but 1 is on the grid in Terrence, so he's got a 10-second over his name to be served here.
And that's definitely going to sting, especially with it being a tight, twisty track. If a car happens to hit a wall, break the front wing, safety cars are definitely likely here. And that second, definitely not going to be helping him in bid to take a home and may potential here as Angus goes provisional pole in one of a
And
10.1.
Arcs
Never
goes
mind,
quicker.
as
Got
Arcs goes quicker.
109.9. Arcade Gaming is the next one on his lap. He's on the medium tyres, going to set the lap. I believe Protein actually is, yep, he's on his lap as well. So we'll stay on board with Protein Group. So we'll see
He
where
has a,
that will put him.
he's got a decent chunk of battery, burning it all down this last straight to the line.
Be a 110.7. So go back on board with Arcade Gaming. Here's the next one to set his lap. The other Red Bull in Squash Josh is also on his lap as well. And the Alpine of Protein gets out the way of Squash Josh, so that's good to see.
I tell you what, on the topic of Josh, in Div 2, he was rather quick. He put himself to Q3, I believe. Got himself right up there with the front runners in Div 2, so definitely going to be expecting from him tonight.
Yep, and RK is going to go a 111.1 on those mediums though, so expect to see a bit more pace from him come the end of this qualifying. We'll go now on board with Josh as he's into Sector 2, heading down the DRS zone, about to get into Sector 3. We did see last night a lot of impeding going on in this sector of the track. Unfortunately, it was bucketing down rain and it's just a very narrow section of the track, and unfortunately people do not know where the racing line is, which it can be a pretty damning thing here in the Netherlands. As Josh goes a 109.958, putting it P2. Got yellows, which is a Aston of Zoo getting out the way. We've got With Matif finishing his lap. And he's getting an absolutely big tow from the Ferrari. But the Ferrari... Oh, interesting. That is very interesting there. Oh. I think, yeah, if you're the Ferrari, you have to keep going. He's out of fuel, but he's keeping left. So yeah, that will probably be investigated after the race. Not sure what exactly happened there. Someone may have done some overtaking in the pit lane.
I just missed it. I was on board one of the cars. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it was. I believe it might have been RK. I believe it was also Red Bulls. He has gone quicker, up to a 10.5, just up ahead of Bolt's Rule in the kit.
Now I'm not sure if Angus is on a lap. He did set a 109.963, so no, he's not. He's definitely not. He's not improving. Zoo is though. Just check to see. I've just been pinged in the Div 3 chat, so let me just quickly check that. And Zoo goes the quickest on track with a 109.870. Marzi is on a lap as well, so.
Hopefully we get to see the McLarens put themselves up there in their bid to defend their overall championship. But the Astons are putting up a strong fight here in D3 at the 1-1. Definitely showing strong sign.
Yeah, they definitely are. It's interesting. They were dominant here yesterday, but unfortunately, I believe both of the drivers came together. So unfortunately, that ruined their race. And we've got Sutsi who's around on track. There's no one at all there, so he'll be able to get back going again without impeding anyone. So he's lost his wing. He'll be coming in to fix that. Because I was just letting my dog out the room. So we've got Blade on his outlap. So we'll start board with Blade now. We'll watch him set his time. Both the Acid and Kick right behind him come into the box. What do you think the cutoff time will be to be eliminated here, Lamb?
Ooh, that's definitely a tough question to ask. Good, decent chunk of the cars are in the 10, 7. There we go. Is that Terrence goes to 10-0. Maybe a 10-1 be the cutoff, I reckon. 2 or around that lap.
I think you'll find, I'm going to say a 1:10.5 or 1:10.7 will be the cutoff time because you've already got one person who's not in the race. You've also got two people with the quali band, so Hennessy and Trio Kev. So I believe the cutoff time will be go over 1:10.5. So if you're not within the boundaries of 1:10.5, you are definitely in trouble. I'd feel as Blade is about to put it in the 1:10s. He'll go a 1:10.5.
So someone definitely has the stream open.
And Dino and Daniel are, well, Dino's giving Daniel a toe, so this will be a very interesting. So Daniel should probably get the fastest time here. 109, yep, a 109.9 and a 109.8 for Daniel. Brilliant work by the Williams there. As Blade's now on a cooldown lap, you've got Protein still in the pits, Boltzeroo still in the pits, Sutzi who has to repair that wing and come back out again to 2 set a lap. Trio Kev unfortunately with the quali ban as well, so we're only going to lose 2 drivers here, 2 extra drivers, apart from Trio Kev and Hennessy. And RK Gaming and Blade are within 0.001 of each other.
Definitely heating up the McLaren and Red Bull drivers ready. And we're not even at the race yet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as Whiff Matif is on a lap. He's currently sitting on the pole sitter for Q1. I believe if you're in the 109s, I think you're safe now, being that the quali bands and people still in the 110s. But it would be interesting to see what happens. It might be the fact that everyone's improving and gets into the 109s, and someone maybe in the higher 109s will be out. But I still believe it would be probably a 110.5 that isn't safe. As Whiff
I'm
is
going to have to
improving as
agree
well.
with you with that. Yeah, Whiff is going. We don't really think to go any. I reckon he's safe. He is. He clearly doesn't. He's going really quick, zooming around the track.
Yep, so he's about to come over the line. It gets a bit wobbly on the exit, but he sets a 109.690, and we've got Sutzi, who's about to set his lap as well. So we'll stay on board with him. Arx has retired, so he's called it as a 109.912, so he believes he is safe. Zoo has also retired with a 109.870. Potentially, I think they are definitely safe, but you never know at a track such as this one.
Really never know. There's so many different, so many different lines you can take throughout most of the corners. Each one having their benefits and their cons, and overall, if you really, it's a tough track nailed down. Boltzeroo goes even quicker.
Yep,
Oof.
he goes. He goes a 109.5. Fun day I am tonight, mate. Unfortunately, SJ is away. He would be normally doing it for tonight, so I am doing it after the race. Daniel T retires, so everyone in the 109.9s and 8s are thinking they're safe as Sutzi's coming around the final turn. This is looking to be in the 110s. He boxes though. So
Definitely,
very
definitely
interesting.
interesting call from Haas driver.
Yeah, it's
Sebi's on the
interesting.
lap, right?
He'll need to box, swap tires, and come back out again. So don't know what he's going to do. He's only got 2 minutes, so if he doesn't set a lap, that will be investigated after the race, as you are not allowed to not set a lap. So I'm hoping he gets back out again, but we are currently running out of time. As we see, there's multiple drivers on the track, so Sebi is on his lap, or he's just starting his lap, sorry. So,
RK,
and
I believe, is
RK is
just
finishing, yep. So he's improving by 0.729, so that will put him into the 109s, and that will jump both the Assens and the Williams as we speak. So this will definitely be in the nines. It will be a 9.6.
Ooh.
So Plugger now retires. He's got two people behind him, so that's a really good call because he is definitely safe. With both Trio, Kev, and Hennessy also out from their quali bands. Sutsi is on the way out. So that was, I think, one with Matif retiring there.
yeah.
Protein group is on a lap.
See what the Alpine driver can do. Seem absolutely sending that car through the turn here in Zandvoort. Really chucking the car, and that's another one in the pit lane. Ito now.
Dido is calling it a night on that 109.962. Is that enough? Well, you still got actually Angus will not get out, Terrence will not get out, Sebi will not get out. So Sebi and Terrence are pretty much the ones in danger if these guys improve behind.
Mm, definitely. And we're going to be watch. I'm not sure if you're on board protein.
I
Finish
am, I certainly
lap
am.
and see is where he goes. As Angus is also retiring.
It'll be in the
He's behind.
110s. It'll be a 110.495. So he's on the cusp of being eliminated. What can Sutsi do? Marzi is on his outlap. He's starting his lap. So we'll stay on board with Sutsi. That's Boltaru retiring. So it's now all up to what Blade can do, what Sutsi can do, what Franz can do. If Franz, Blade, and Sutsi improve their time, they can potentially get Sebi and Protein Group out of this qualifying.
Mm. And they're definitely at risk from, I believe it was Debbie who chose to keep out, stay out there, and he kept on bailing and bailing on his lap. And that might come back to bite his rear wing here.
Yeah, as Sutsi has 10% battery left. He's trying not to burn it all before the line. He'll now start burning everything. It'll be in the 110s. What will it be? It'll be a 110-1. This pushes Protein Group out of this race. Blade needs to improve. He needs to improve at least by 0.3 to be in the safe zone. He does not improve. So he is out. France is out. I'm sorry, not France. Sorry, Protein Group's out. And that is your Q1 exits. So Protein Group, aka Lucas, the Alpine TP. You got Evil Blade, who's reserving up in P17, but his race pace is strong here, so probably see him toward the top 10 later on. Hennessy with the quali band and Trio Kev with the quali band. So there you have it. 110.5 was pretty much the border. With a 110.495 being eliminated.
Definitely a good prediction from us then.
Sorry about that, I was just taking a drink. My voice is starting to go. Bolt Zaru in P1, RK Gaming P2, with Matif P3, Daniel T P4, and Plugger rounding out the top 5 for Q1. With the likes of Franz, Sebi, Sutsi, Marzi, Terrence, and Angus rounding out the rest of the 15. Just scraping through into Q2. And we'll try to get these interviews going with these guys now. Still looking dry, so we've got another dry qualifying session. So we haven't heard if it's going to rain during the race. It'd be interesting to see if it does.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to throw a bunch of people um, around the twist. So I reckon a good chunk from on dry setups qualifying. And it's going to be a pain in the race, especially when it's raining, if it's raining.
Yeah, it definitely throws a spanner in the works here. It can definitely make or break races, that's for sure. Um, as we have our one of our first drivers into the comms box, and that is Blade. How you going, mate?
Yeah, not bad yourself.
Not bad, mate. Unfortunate bail out of Q1 there for you. I did mention that you have got the pace here during the race, so I'm interested to hear what's the strategy from here. Are you sticking to the same strategy, or are you going to run a different one compared to Div 4, or what's the the situation?
I'm gonna stick with the same strategy. It worked for me on Sunday, so I'll keep it the same. Yeah, I think I messed up my lap a little bit. Changed something while I was driving, and that probably didn't help me at all. So yeah, here's what it is.
Yeah, it's not always about quality. We all know that. It's just all about the consistency in the race and seeing if you can improve on it and whatnot. But I'll pass you over to Lamb and see if he's got any questions for you, mate.
Mr. Blaze.
How I am
Okay,
then.
good yourself?
Not too bad.
Alright, just a quick question, just a quick few questions for you. Do you reckon you had the pace to get into Q2? And if you did, where do you think you went wrong in your lap?
Um, I adjusted the tire pressures up for the second run, and I'm thinking maybe I should have just left them where they were. Um, and I probably used a little bit too much battery through the lap as well, so probably didn't help. But yeah, it is what it is.
You live and you learn, and as Dynasty was saying, apparently you've got the pace, and we're looking forward to seeing if you do in the race.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, we will.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
All right. So that was Evil Blade, who's reserving up to Div 3. So it will be interesting to see where he does finish during the race. We'll move over to our second Q1 exit. Unfortunately, this guy did have a quali ban, so he couldn't participate in qualifying. But that is Hennessy. How you going, mate?
G'day guys, I'm going well. How are you going, Dynasty?
I'm going well, mate. Talk us through. Obviously, it is a bit frustrating having a qualifying ban. It's not really obviously the best of things to have here, but walk us through what's your strategy going into the race. Have you changed some things up to deal with that, or are you going in with the same mindset as say if you weren't to have a quali ban?
Um, well, starting at the back is not what you want. This is a good track of mine, so I was gutted that this was the quali ban one. Why couldn't it have been Portugal or one of the other ones? But that's how she goes. Strat wise, no, I keep the same strat. I think try to make up a few positions, win the race in lap one, and see how we go.
Yeah, yep.
And hopefully, I don't want to get any more license points, so I'm going to be squeaky clean tonight, boys.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. And we've found out today on stream that the round 2 for next season is Monaco. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've not heard that. Next season.
Yep. So someone has just basically used their channel points here and picked Monaco as round 2. So
How many channel points did that take?
95,000
Who did it?
arcs.
Jesus. Good on him. Actually, I might grow, it might be nice to have Monaco back. You don't race it for a season. None of the other leagues I'm in are racing it. So, might miss it a bit. So I want to get back into it. I think we should think about as a league doing like a 3-stop mandatory like real life are doing or something.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing. That could be a very good suggestion there. But yeah, I'll
I'll put it in the
pass.
box.
Yeah, I would 100% recommend that because that is a really good thing to bring up. But I'll pass you over the land, mate. See if he's got any questions for you.
Cheers, mate.
All right, Hennessy, how are you going tonight?
Good, thanks, Lamb. How you go, mate?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm looking forward to see how you get on in tonight's race. As from what I saw last week, you didn't have the best of races in Portugal, and from what you heard, from what I heard, from what you said, Dynasty, you're looking. This is one of your better tracks, and I'd assume you'd be looking to get finished more toward the sharp end. Would I be correct?
Hey, that would be awesome if I could. If I could finish like top 5, I'd be ecstatic. Um, I've had a bit of a slump in form this season, so a good race would go well for the morale.
Always. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing what you can do out there on the track, and as always, to everyone out there racing, good luck.
Thanks, Lamb. Thanks, Dynasty. Have a good night. Enjoy the comms.
You too, mate. Good luck.
Bye. Cheers.
Alright, so I think that will be it for our interviews for Q1. Unfortunately, the other two do not want to join, as far as I'm aware, but that's fine. As RK Gaming sets a 109.8, Scotch Josh goes a 109.5 to put it up to P1. You've got Angus on a lap. He sets a 110.079. Plugger is the next one to set his lap. As everyone's starting to come back into the pits after setting their laps, so they'll be looking to do one more run right at the end. As Plugger is currently getting a massive tow from Angus up sector 2. Angus gets out the way. You got the kicks. One of the kicks going very slow, getting out the way of a driver. So that's good to see. He's also on his outlap, so I'm sure he'll be trying to get a tow there. As Plugger is coming down sector 2 into sector 3. Where we can see it go horribly wrong if you get the exit here wrong. But he gets it perfect. Comes around one of the final corners with the DRS open. The battery about to be used all the way to the finish. It'll be a 109. It'll be a 109.605 right behind Josh with a 109.594. But this grid's getting close. Lamb?
Definitely. That's like you just said, Plugger jumping up there with 106. 106? Whoops, with 109.6. Absolutely flying out there. He was also one of the reserves that jumped up to Div 2 on Sunday, along with Josh. And them two, at the moment, just based off this qualifying session, are going to be looking to definitely be battling out in the race, as I believe they didn't get to on Sunday. So them two will be definitely putting up to rest fight. As Whiff was on a lap and he fails his lane. Sebi's finishing the lap. We'll see what he can do up to the line.
Be 110.7, but that's on the mediums. We've got Sutzi on a lap, and we've also got Terrence on their lap. So Plugger's on his cooldown lap as it speaks, so he'll be boxing. Arcs, I'm pretty sure just started his lap, maybe, or he's just finished it. But once we finish Sutzi's lap and Terrence's lap, we will go on board of Arcs to see if he is improving. That is the Visa Cash App of Sebi out of fuel. As Sutzi goes P6, he's, yep, staying off the racing line. But Terrence coming around the final quarter, where can he put it? This would be in the 109s again. It'll be, oh no, it'll be 110, sorry. A 110.278. Arcs is not on a lap, he's on none, he's out of fuel. So he'll be boxing, Sutzi will be boxing, Terrence will be boxing, Sebi's out of fuel, he'll be boxing. So the next one essentially will be the Aston Martin now of Zoo, who'll be setting their lap. And I'll let you take this lap away when it gets started, Lamb.
Sweet. I don't have a track up, so, and even if I did, I have no idea how to pronounce the names of
Yeah, so I just say coming up to the corner. I have no idea what the corners are called. I just say, yep, corner 1 in whatever corner or whatever sector.
Yeah, chuck out a random corner number and hopefully it's the right one. That's how we roll here in the comms box in Div 3 as Zoo starting his lap, going through turn 1, seems to pretty much nail it. Burns a little bit of battery in the exit. Let's see as he comes through turn 2 and 3. It's a bit tricky. Oh, looks to have a tiny little kick. Taking the high line through turn 3. Burning the battery down through the last parts of sector 1. Burning down to about 40%. Chuck the car in through turns, I believe that's 6. Keeping it flat stick all the way through the double right into one of the most difficult corners on the track. You go a little bit too wide there and your lap is over. You go Tony Hawking skateboarding along that curb. And I believe this one on the outside does the same thing as he's flying at the moment. Coming up to the end of sector 2, 1.5 tenths up. Seems to have burned quite a little bit more battery than what he would have liked. As we're coming up to the last 2 corners, seems to get that one perfect. Keeps it nice and off, not entirely off the curb, but relatively so. As he's burning the battery, what can Zoo do up to the line? You can go P6 with 109.84.
Yeah, so a pretty good lap there. I'm not sure what the save time will be here. I think it would be a 109.8, being the cut-off time.
Definitely close.
You've got a couple people in the 110s, but I feel like they will massively improve come the end of this session. So I think if you're Daniel T and below, I don't think you're safe. If you're Baltzaroo and up, I believe you would be safe. 109.6 is pretty hard to get, as With Matif is on a lap, so expect him to try and put it up to pole. This will probably be his final run as well, unless he's put enough fuel in for 2 runs. So it's going to be interesting to see where With Matif does go. He's been one of the most improved drivers that I've seen this season, as he currently, as it stands, would be a 109.6 with that split time. Or he loses the back end. That's going to cost him a lot of time. So expect now to see it in the high 109s. It's going to be 109.853. So I think he's in that drop-off zone still. That last sector stuff up cost him a lot, and could cost him an early exit out of qualifying. Plan.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's probably one of the worst spots to have a little moment, as you want to get the best exit, get flying down that bank and onto the back straight, and getting that all crossed up like what Whiff has just done is definitely going to hurt his time, which it did. And like you said, we're probably going to see him have an early exit here in qualifying.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Because that did cost him a lot of time. Like Sebi at the moment, he's going to be quicker than With Matif was, because he's got that last corner absolutely perfect. It'll be in the 109s. It will, a 109.852. I did say quicker, and it was by a 0.001. So there you have it. Pep, you should probably just go play it then, mate. As Dito's on his lap, so where can we see where Dito will go? He needs to get this last corner right. He does. So this will be pretty similar to what With Matif and PST Sebi has done. He's got more battery than them both, though. Heading into here, it'll be a 109.973, so not enough. And he will not be able to get around again for another lap, so he is definitely in the dropout zone here. Franz is not improving yet, but he may at the end. Angus is just starting his lap with a tow from Plugger in front, I would say. Aston Martin of Arc starting his time. Sutzi is yet behind, so we're going to stay on board with Marzi, because Marzi needs to get out of this drop zone. He goes purple in sector 2, so can he put his car above the likes of With Matif, Zoo and Dido? He's coming around the last corner at roughly the same time Dido with Matif and Sebi did. Where will this put him? It will put him at 109.93, which is potentially not enough here. Terrence is improving. I think that's Dido. Yep, Dido's coming around, but he is not going to be able to set another time. Angus is still getting a toe. He's improving a lot on his time. So this drag will be massive for him. It'll be in the 109s. A 109.5 and a 109.4 for Plugger. So Plugger even sets another time. Zoo is on his lap. We'll actually go back on board with Terrence. He's in the drop-off zone. Arcs improves up to P8. That drops Dido out of qualifying. Daniel T has retired. Will Terrence get through? It'll be a 110.0, which is not enough. Zoo needs to go quicker than Sebi to push Sebi out. Sebi does not. Sebi goes in faster. Zoo doesn't improve. Zoo is now eliminated. So there you have it. Zoo, Dido, Marzi, Franz, and Terrence all out of Q2.
Definitely a few big names there, in the sense that 3 of our drivers that have just been knocked out are TPs at the moment. So that's definitely interesting, as we saw Dido only go quicker just and getting knocked out. I don't believe Marzi. He went P10 earlier on, and he's been dropped down to P30. So definitely not the qualifying that they would have won. Sutsi just getting through on the skin of his teeth. Yeah? Zoo barely missing out on a 3.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, 109.8 was the knockout time there. So another prediction, well done.
Yeah, we're nailing these tonight.
The big name there is Dido. I think Dido's shown the pace, definitely in Portugal as well. But him being out in Q2, that's a big, big shock. And I'm sure it's a big shock to the Williams garage.
I reckon it would be as... Let's see, we'll take a look at the standings. Yeah, Dido's in the driver's standing. And at the moment, his rival, Plugger, sitting at the top step of Q2. Definitely not what he would have wanted here at Zandvoort.
No, 100%. That's definitely not what he wanted. So you got double Merc, P1 and P2. You got Red Bull in P3 in Squash Josh, Boltzeroo in P4, Arco Gaming getting through in P5, Daniel Tina Williams P6, Sebi in the Visa Cash App P7 with Matif P8, Arcs P9 and Sutsi P10. So we'll try to get these boys in. If they do want to join, I don't even need to ask someone, he's already in. It's good to see. While I tag these drivers, I'll let you get it. Start asking questions to Dido.
Dido. How have you been?
Yeah, not good, mate.
Definitely not the qualifying in Q2 you would have liked. As I mentioned to Dynasty earlier, you're sitting P2 on the standing with Plugger sitting just in front of you. And getting knocked out in Q2 and seeing your championship rival up the top of the timing sheets, they're definitely not a good feeling. Walk us through it. Do you feel like you could have improved on your lap? Do you feel like you made a few mistakes that costed you there?
Yeah. It's been tough. I did the first lap in Q1, and my wheel was all out of calibration from the update, so I had to quickly try and update that, and managed to scrape through Q1, which was good. Q2 obviously did the use run first up, and it felt alright, and I was like, okay, all good. So went out for the fast run on the new tyres, and went into turn 1, locked up, and I was instantly 4/10 off my time. By the second sector, I set the fastest second sector and the third, so I managed to get up on my time by 2/10 by the end of the lap. But it just wasn't enough, man. So yeah, very frustrated. Not much else to say really.
So you're definitely going to be looking to have a recovery drive here in Zandvoort.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
I reckon that's me done with questions. I'll hand you over to Dynasty. And good luck out there, Dito. Hopefully you can show off a bit of your pace like you did last week.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
How are you going, Dito?
Oh yeah.
It could be better.
Yeah.
So, walk us through. So, does your strategy change going into this race now, or are you staying similar strategy to what Daniel might be doing as well, or have you decided, you know what, it's time to play a risk v reward type strategy and maybe changing it to maybe go longer, or what's the
Nah,
plans
I
without giving
think
it away?
yeah, I think it's important not to get too uh fluctuated. I know the things can happen in this race that could get me back up the front relatively okay. So you start chucking in different strategies and everything like that, and you start having to think about that. When main focus at the moment is obviously getting back up into the points properly and trying to help Daniel get back up there, and obviously somehow pressure the Mercs. But yeah, it's a big ask now, mate. I didn't make it easy for myself, so we'll see how we go. I definitely my expectation of this race has lowered a bit, so different goals, but same strategy, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I wish you the best of luck, mate. And yeah, good luck in the race, and hopefully we see you on the podium by the end of it.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks, boys.
Welcome, mate. As Josh goes 109.095. So that is going to be a very, very hard time to beat, Lamb.
Definitely, as in Div 2, we saw a few of the guys getting up relatively close, and some of them ahead of that. So Josh obviously putting in the practice for tonight, absolutely flying around the track for 109 flat. That is insane for Div 3.
He did get a toe though. There was a massive toe from the kick Sauber, I believe. So very 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 good lap, and he's just kept enough space between him and the kick to get that massive toe all the way around the track. So that has come into effect. But we have another one of the drivers that are exited out of Q2 in France. How you going, mate?
Guys, how you guys going?
Good, thanks, mate. Looking toward the race, what's your goal here tonight? Are you looking to maybe creep into the top 8 or even higher up, or what's the go with the Ferraris tonight?
Well, the goal is just I'm expecting to be mid-pack in Div 3, so I'm hoping to get into from maybe top 5 down to top 10. I'll try my best as long as I can keep it clean and stay away from incidents. In practice, I can go faster in the quali. In practice, I was going into the 109s, but I just couldn't hook it up today. But yeah, feeling pretty confident. Race pace is pretty good. I've got this. The setup is mainly for the race as well. I was hoping for a bit of rain because I'm quite fast in the rain, but it's okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, it's not always about quali, mate. We did see last night someone come from P14 to P1, so there's always that chance. Never write yourself off, but I'll pass you over to Lamb, see if he's got any questions for you, mate.
Sweet, thanks.
How are you going, friends? How has your night been so far?
Oh, not too bad. Um, not very happy with my qualifying, but we'll see if we can improve on the race.
Definitely. So, in a way, you're almost in the same boat as Blade, being a little bit slower in the quali, but as you said, the setup's purely, well, not purely, but it's better in the race. You're going it based off the race pace. How would you say your race pace would be comparing to someone like go with Surtsy or Arcs?
I definitely think I could keep up with them. Um, in the past, I could keep up with guys like RK Gaming as well. Not faster than them, but I could keep up. I definitely think top 10 is on the cards if I can keep it clean. Definitely.
So definitely a bit of a recovery drive for the Ferraris tonight, as you are in P13 or 14, I believe, and with Hennessy all the way down the back. We can assume that you and Hennessy are going to be working together to cut through the pack and hopefully get up into that top 7 range.
It's 100%. We're both in a VC together, so we'll be working together, not holding each other up. Make sure we don't fucking do what some of the other drivers have done in the past, run into each other. But yeah, no, we'll definitely be working together throughout this race. And I think we might be similar in pace. I do think Hennessy can be faster than me, but we'll definitely try and work together.
It sounds like you've all got it all nice and tied up in plan. I'm gonna let you go, and as always, everyone, have fun, good luck out there in the race.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
Good luck, mate. All right, so we are moving toward the end of qualifying. So I am on board with Arts as he is completing his lap. Not sure if he'll have enough for 2 laps, but I do not think he'll be getting out for another one after this one. So we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think it's going to be hard to see anyone beat Josh's time.
Definitely, as like you said earlier, he got a toe, and like I was saying earlier, he's been doing all the practice for this week. Watch Arcs go into 4th and 109.65. 635, sorry.
Yeah, that huge toe going all the way around, that was huge. So I don't, unless someone else gets it and they get it absolutely correct, I don't think we're going to be seeing it getting beaten here, as Sebi will be on potentially his final lap as well. So I'll just quickly change to Arcs. Yep, he's on red fuel lights, so he'll be boxing. Don't know if he'll be able to make it in and out in time. Probably about 40 seconds to the pit lane now. Potential to get back out again.
As let's see, about 40 seconds pit lane, then about a minute spent in the pit lane as they work on the car, bringing it in, looking at checks, sending it out. Might just be able to fang around on his outlap and set another time.
Do
Only
we
by skin of his teeth.
do we think we're gonna see a a ego retirement from Josh in P1? Because I don't think he's gonna get beaten. Um, if anyone beats a 109.095, especially without a toe, they're in the wrong division.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
100%. But I don't even reckon we'll see Josh beat his own time now.
no, I
Like you
don't
said, he
think
got
so.
the massive toe all the way around. That helps out a lot. Sebi jumps up to 7.
Yep, so Arcade Gaming will be the next one to set their lap. So Arx is in the pits now. He is potentially staying in the pits. His car's just moved in. They've got enough time. He's got enough time though to come out. So about minute 40, you want to be coming out at one. If you leave it to minute 30, you're playing with thin ice, because unfortunately, if a car's coming out next to you and they hold you up, you're in the bin, as we've seen multiple times with other drivers. So Sebi has completed his lap. So that's potentially his qualifying done. He's left it in medium though, so he might be setting another lap. So I'll stay on board with him just to see if he's actually improving on his time. I don't think he is. He's in medium. He wouldn't have had... No, he's not. So we'll go back on board with RK. I'm seeing a lot of people using the medium over the hot lap here.
It's definitely, I believe, it's one of the quicker ways to go around. As we'll take sector 2 for example. You don't really need to run hot lap through sector 2 to come up to the straights, as it's a straight lines. But we'll call it the go-kart section. It's better to run medium and save on the deploy rather than save on the battery, to have that. Plugger gets a 5 place of illegal blocking.
So this is the problem with a toe. This game will think you're blocking a car on a lap because he's got his teammate right behind him. So that is going to hurt his qualifying. I'll probably expect him to put it into the top 2. RK Gaming goes a 109.399 without a toe, so that's a really good lap.
The Rebels definitely putting in all their cards.
So
Zandvoort this week.
that's an unfortunate glitch for Plugger, but I'm sure that won't hurt his confidence around here. He's showing the pace, so that's music to McLaren's ears though, as we got Angus is following right behind as well. We got with Matif, who's starting his lap. Boltsaru is also starting his. Sebi's finishing. Daniel T will be the next one to finish. Yep, so Daniel T will be the first one to finish his lap. He goes purple sector 2. He's improved by 0.292 this lap so far. He did get a tow by the Red Bull. Will that help? Right to the line. He's hit this corner really good. He comes down the straight with 10% battery left. It's going to be the 109s. It's a 109 free, but will it be enough? You've got Plugger, who is improving on his time. What time will he run? He'll run a 109.311, and Angus goes quicker with 109.168. So that is what the tow does here. With Matif is getting a tow from the other Red Bull in Josh. Josh isn't improving, of course. I might be wrong though, but we'll stay on board with Josh. He's down to 3%, 2%, 1% battery. He does not improve. With Matif bails out of the lap.
He messed up the last few corners. Not exactly what Dio did, but he went right wide and ran on the curb. Which definitely did help him as well. Bolts goes into P3.
Bolts goes to P3. So Plugger, that 5 place grid penalty will put him all the way down to P9. So he's probably glad that, well, you're at a catch-22. Without that, they'd be both be sitting pretty decent. But Plugger's definitely got the pace to make it up in the race. So we'll have to wait and see if that changes his strategy.
I reckon it probably will, as now he'll definitely be considering probably a more aggressive approach to the way he drives and maybe the way he selects his tyres now. He's going to want to cut through the pack as quickly as possible here.
Background check. Do you want to know my background on my PC? I'll tell you. Panic. It's a rainforest, mate. With a waterfall. So I originally joined Rush through the likes of Magic Lee, Ace Chip, Restless Orb, and all of those boys when they were first in here. So that was about 2.5, 3 years ago now, I believe. Was originally in the Xbox PC division. So that was interesting because unfortunately there was the likes of a lot of fast drivers in the wrong division. So I was just learning, but it's pretty good. Other than that, it was yeah, it's been a glide ever since. And the first team I was with was the Haas. As it is a dry race, it's looking like. Clouds in the sky, but pretty much similar to what we had in qualifying.
Yeah, it looks a little bit brighter here out on the track at the moment. Definitely see the sun starting to shine through, and I believe Fran unintentionally told us that it was going to be a dry race. He said he hoped for the rain, but it didn't come. So I reckon we might going to see a complete dry race.
Yeah, it's good though, because then we don't. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's not as great seeing raining races because not much happens. You get spin outs, but not many overtakes. As we've got 5 red lights, we are off. Boltaroo receives a drive-through penalty straight away for jumping the start. So that is going to hurt his race. As everyone gets through corner 1, corner 2 pretty well. We have yellows at the back. That is Franz driving off track, comes back on behind his teammate. So his teammate in P18, him in P19 will go back up to the top of the grid. Plugger has fallen down to P13, so not a good start from him. So he's behind his rival in Dido now.
And he doesn't seem to have any damage.
There is yellows. That is Trio Kev, who's around at the back. So we'll stay on board with the pack here, because just to make sure everyone gets through cleanly. So as it stands, Squash Josh is leading We saw this pace from him last season, until his tyres popped, pretty much.
Yeah.
As
And to be fair, that was
Plugger
in a
and
red
Marzi
race.
are battling
They
into
seem to be
the last sector.
really close here in Zandvoort.
And Bolts, I saw a fast lap. I don't know if I just saw a penalty though at the same time.
Look, no,
So
it doesn't
Bolts,
seem that anyone else
Terrence,
got a...
Franz, all pitting. So Terrence and Franz repairing that wing, and Bolts are serving that drive through. As Boltzerud comes out the pits now, back in P17, but not such a bad place at the moment because the whole grid's still together, so you're not too far behind, which is a good thing. As Josh has almost run away from the DRS of Daniel T. He's almost there. He is there at the moment. Can he hold that 1 second? He does. Daniel T has lost DRS to Josh. This hands it to Angus to try and make the move on him. It won't be here, but will it be into the final straight? Plugger's moved up to P10. Dito's up to P9. Sebi in P8. Arcs in P7 on those mediums. With Matif on those mediums in P6. So they're currently holding up the pack behind.
As Josh has done fast, as Angus goes quicker with the DRS, well, surely we'll see Angus slingshot up to Josh with DRS. Doesn't quite get there. Josh might have just ran away with this off the start.
Yeah, he's closing it. He is closing it. So can he keep closing? That's a question. Oh, we have yellows. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Protein Group and a McLaren. And he re-enters and kills the wing of Zoo. So that would be under investigation, that whole sector. I don't know which cars it was, but that is noted in lap 3. Plugger goes very wide and off the track. He is not enjoying his day. He gets out of everyone's way. He comes back on, staying on the inside of this track. So his tyres will be absolutely cooking here. Maybe his wheels playing up, I'm not sure, but we'll go back up to the top. As Angus is 1.2 away, so unfortunately still have that big gap to Josh. As Daniel T swaps positions with him, but still not enough to catch Josh. So Josh is currently, as it stands, running away with this. Zoo is pitting off of that. Obviously going to possibly hards now and fixing that wing damage that he unfortunately copped. It's not fixing his wing. So he would be pretty annoyed at that, I would say. Pretty much a wasted pit stop unless he goes back to mediums. Hennessy's up to 14 though from P19. It's good to see.
He's almost out of the DRS of Plugger though, and I believe as he's picked up some wing damage, he's missing that front right plate. So he's definitely going to be looking to catch up.
Ooh, who was
who's
that? That's Arcs who was off the course. A lot of people are not handling Sector 2 correct. A lot of people just overshooting it. He's on yellow fuel light as well, so if we don't see a safety car here, he'll need to start saving his fuel.
Definitely, as we almost see Daniel break back into the DRS of Josh, and I believe once Angus swapped with him, if he goes for it, then we'll see. No, he does. He chooses to. Definitely an interesting call here from the Mercs as we see Plugger getting past Arc, turn 1. Plugger's got a hell of a recovery drive to do. 1.5 seconds out from Evil Blade in the McLaren. He's got definitely a recovery drive to do, as we saw him sliding off the track earlier. Maybe he's picked up a bit of bodywork damage, and that's why he's struggling so much here in Zandvoort.
Yeah, potentially. I think Dito's missing his right end plate as well. He certainly is. So that's harming his race. And Marzi has a full wing, so unfortunately he's just losing time to the top 6. But this DRS, they're trying to close it. They're just not closing. Angus is saving though, so obviously expect him to make the move up the main straight again, and they will probably close in on that main straight area.
If Angus burns enough battery here, he might just be able to slingshot straight up to the back of Josh here, and that would be definitely the goal here from the Merc.
Sutsi in the house is up to P4. So brilliant for the reserve driver as Angus looks to slingshot past the Williams of Daniel T. So this will bring them into the DRS, but can they hold on to the back of Squash Josh? That is the problem because Josh just seems to be able to burn to get away. As they're on about... So Angus has the most battery. Sorry, the second most out of that top four. Arcade Gaming holding on for P5, so it's a brilliant effort for the Red Bulls. P1 and P5 at the moment. With Whiff Matif following close behind on those mediums, so he's looking to go long. But we've seen a lot of times the people who have went long have went too long. And have caused, unfortunately, to run out of time to get the moves done.
Yeah, definitely. And with being on those mid tires is definitely, I reckon he's experienced enough doing this to know when it's time to jump off and onto the softer compound tire, so that way he can make those moves, not run out of laps. As I believe we see Angus. Yeah, he's just gotten the DRS of Josh. Now we're going to be seeing a fight for the lead here. Probably not on this lap, but in the laps to come.
Yeah, so now he's closing in that gap. It's now 0.5, 0.4, Yep, so hang around that 0.4 now. So now he's brought it back in. Now Josh will not be able to run away, I don't think, and that's dragged the whole entire pack back together. But these two fighting at the back here, Dido and Marzi, they're now 5 seconds from Whiff Matif and P6. So it's going to be very interesting here. If they keep fighting, I think you'll find the time lost is going to be a lot toward the end of this race. Plugger, it's 1.8 now behind Blade. Arcs is following Plugger, so those tyres will be almost at the better stage than the softs.
Definitely, as I believe it's 22 laps on the mediums, 12 on the softs is optimal here. And Plugger's coming up on 8 laps on softs. He's definitely going to be feeling those soft tyres start to die out on him now. And Arx's tyres are only just starting to come to life here, so I reckon we're definitely going to see a swap in the DRS zone. And we might even see Plugger get dropped by Arx being on those deader tyres.
So Angus has closed the gap to about 0.2 now, so that's interesting. Hennessy has caught this pack of 4. So up to P11 in Plugger. He's just not enjoying himself. So maybe he's got underbody damage, potentially.
Maybe.
Doesn't look like he's handling the car as he normally would. But this is just helping the likes of Marzi, Dido, Sebi, and Evil Blade run away. But we'll go back to the top as the train, top 6 train, is still going on, and they're dragging away from Marzi in P7.
Yeah, the more Marzi and Dido fight over position where they want to be, the more that gap is going to grow. And as you said earlier, Sutsi the P4, where did he go? We're going to detail his change.
So we'll go
Come up from P6 to P4 as a reserve driver. That's pretty good, and I believe we're going to see a move for the lead in the Merc. Yes, we do.
He's going to go around the outside though. No, he's not. Yes, he is. He's thinking about it. He's not. He's pulling in. So yeah, brilliant call to not fight that into the corner. There's no real need. Hennessy's in the box, so he believes swapping off of those mediums and repairing that wing is the best thing to do, which is 100% correct. You do not want to be running around this track with the wing damage. So very long stop for him though, so he'll get back out again and hopefully catch the pack. He'll be able to go the whole distance though now. So will Zoo, so will Terrence, potentially Franz. They've all boxed, so...
So we're definitely going to be seeing a possible late charge from these cars at the back of Ball, Tennis, Zoo, Franz, and Terrence. They're going to be looking to make a real late charge. And hopefully their tyres can hold out.
Plugger has caught this pack, and that's bringing Arcs and Protein Group. So now we've got P7 down to P13 in a battle for position. I think if you were anyone in this pack, you wouldn't be fighting as much. You'll just be charging your battery. Maybe make the moves before you're about to box. As we see, Protein Group is pitting off of the mediums already. Is he going to fix that wing? Oh, I don't know if he's got wing. No, he's not. Very early stop.
Oh,
He's going for the
as
hards.
well.
Very, very interesting call. I personally would have probably just stayed out in the DRS of everyone else.
Agreed. Let them drag you along, so you have to put in less work. Still have to put in quite a lot of work to keep with them, but definitely a lot less work in the DRS. They just drag you up to the cars in front. But definitely an interesting call going from mediums on that 10 to the hards.
Yeah, it is. So Angus is still holding the back of Josh. It was almost looking like he was about to get dropped by Josh again. But they're both around the similar battery mark. Daniel T's got pretty much 100% battery, so whether he'll be able to make a move with both of them burning at once and the DRS, I don't think so. So he knows that. He's not burning at all. He's just going to let Angus drag him back toward the front. And see the kick Sauber of with Matif sending a move on RK Gaming. But he does not get it done. RK fights back. Really good effort by RK there. Held the position really well. As Whiff looks for the switchback up the inside that he thinks better of it, which is a brilliant call because you are on the mediums, you are on the better tyre as we speak. And the more you two fight, the gap might get bigger between Satsi and RK.
Definitely, as I believe, yeah, it was with going for the move off the inside turn 1 on RK. Quite get it done. And he's definitely feeling that the softs are slower and his tires are coming to life, but looking to just make that progression through the pack. He doesn't want to sit around and wait forever. He's definitely looking to get on the action.
Yeah, so everyone is behind Josh. So let's see what will happen here as we head out to the DRS zone. Will Daniel T decide to burn his battery? He definitely will. But so is Angus in front of him, so they're not going to be able to make a move. He turns his battery off. So he thinks better of it again. Satsi is in none. Oh, he almost misses his braking zone. But he stops the car in time. Dido and Marzi swapping positions again. But that time is increasing. 7.6 as we speak. I believe that's because Dido has damage. So that's holding them up through the corners as Blade and Sebi going side by side. But Blade gets the move done. So he's up at P9. Sebi decides to fight back. He's got the overlap, but he falls back in. Very smart racecraft there.
Yeah, definitely. And being on that inside line at turn 3, you might get the edge midway through the corner and get that overlap.
Daniel's
But
had
on
a
the
moment.
exit,
Daniel's had a moment. Yep, he's out. Oh, he's just got the DRS, but he's 1 second away. He needs to crawl back in with the DRS. He should, but will he be able to hold it through this next sector? He does. It's 6.997. Yep, he'll have it again. Lucky. He got very, very lucky.
Yeah. As now with that gap, are we going to see a move from Angus on Josh? As there's no threat to Daniel behind now. In risk of him sending up a rogue. No, we're not. He's just going to let Josh drag him along at the moment.
Whiff is thinking about it again. He thinks better of it, but no, he takes the inside line. Is he close enough? No, he's not. Plugger's in the box. Sebi's in the box. So they are switching off of those softs to the medium. So they're looking to go to the end for 23 laps, which is definitely fine. So they're looking to do the undercut on both McLaren, the Williams, and the Aston. I think with Dido being the front runner, that's probably the worst outcome that can happen with the two McLaren boys. I think he'd be holding them up through the sectors with the turns. That damage it's definitely noticeable here because that time got brought down to 6.3. So by the end of this lap, it'll probably be at the 7-second mark again, as we're seeing it drop from 6.3 to 6.9 up to 7 nearly. So it's going to be interesting. When do these boys pit? When does Marzi pit? When does Blade pit? If I was the McLarens, I'd probably be sending one of them into the box now to get fresh air away as Angus and Sutsy both boxed off of those soft tyres. They said enough is enough. We are getting into fresh air. That is Dido coming into the pits as well. Will he fix his wing though? That's the real question.
You definitely think you'd have to, as we saw
He
how
has
much
a wing, I think. Yep, he has a wing ready.
Yep.
They're
And-
changing it. So they've just put the wing on, and he's coming out now. Plugger will get him, so will Sebi, so will Protein Group, potentially Hennessy. Hennessy will catch the back of him, I think. Coming out of the corner.
What's Hennessy at the moment? Sorry to cut you off there, Dynasty. Hennessy clipped the grass on the outside in the braking of turn 1. He was lucky to catch the car there. Drifted through turn 1. Well, he was definitely a Code Brown in the Ferrari.
Yeah, so now, currently as it stands, so you got Squash Josh in P1, Daniel T P2, RK Gaming P3, so both Red Bulls in a really good spot at the moment. So who will be the one to box first out of the Red Bull drivers? RK Gaming is calling it a day on those soft tyres, so we'll wait to see where he comes out compared to Angus. So we'll stay on board with Angus here. He's right behind the Kick Sauber of Boltzaroo on 13 lap old mediums. He'll get the DRS and probably burn past him here.
You definitely think he'd have to, as
Yeah,
just to have that progression. Yeah,
sending
he's
it
going
now.
for it.
He's going for it. He gets the move done on RK. It's going to be a quite a big gap to RK, I think. He'll be behind all of this traffic.
Yeah, definitely, as they're taking their softs longer and longer and longer just to have that better run on the mediums. As Whiff, you can just tell by the way Whiff and Daniel driving that Whiff is so much better on those mediums at the moment compared to Daniel on those softs. Absolutely, Whiff is like a god for corners compared to Daniel on those softs. So
Yeah,
Josh and Daniel definitely looking to pit at the moment.
if you were Daniel, you'd probably just let Whiff pass and let him drag you along to P1. Just stay with him in the DRS and just hold on basically, because he is on the better tyre, and that way you catch the leader. Daniel might box here though. He is. Yep, he definitely is. And so is Josh. Both of the leaders box. So now where will they come out? Will Angus be able to pip them?
Oh, Marzi's also in the box.
Marzi's also in the box. Angus will pip both of them here. Angus takes the lead of this race. Josh will come out. Oh, side by side with the Haas. He gets it done, but the Haas is still there. No, he doesn't. He does get it done. So Josh back up to P2. Angus in the lead of this race. Blade going a little bit longer than he probably would have liked. Where did Marzi? Marzi end up behind Plugger. He may have fixed... No, I don't know if he had damage or not.
I don't believe he did, no.
But he did lose about 4 seconds or 5 seconds to Plugger. So a very interesting call to stay out. Arcade Gaming is 1.2 away from being caught by Plugger, and he's about 3 seconds behind Daniel T. Now Blade, will he come into the box? He's got the DRS to Arc, so maybe he can go one more lap considering he has the DRS, but no, he does not. He calls it a night for those soft tyres. He slows the car right down. Perfect timing. Comes in the box, so he will probably fall behind Marzi now, I would say. Or he won't actually. I think he'll come out just in time. He definitely will. He'll come out just before Marzi here. Especially with the... Oh, who was that?
That was Sebi, I think. Maybe a little bit of a lag there from the B Cup drive.
Yeah, it looked like he was off the track there.
Well and true, looked like it was having a bit of a moment on the curb.
But so the top three as it stands is Sutsy, Josh, and Angus before the pit stops of Arcs and with Matif. But the longer this race goes on, the harder it is to catch. It's about a 22-second pit stop, I believe, from my understanding. So it's pretty big time to lose, to be honest, and trying to catch up. So with Matif currently has a 14-second break on Angus. Arx has only got a 5-second break on Angus, so he'll be dropping right down below Marzi as it stands. Boltaroo and Daniel swapping spots, so Daniel on those newer tyres. Plugger right on the back of Arcade Gaming, pulls out, makes the move done. There is no fighting there between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. Obviously thinking better of it and just trying to pull each other away. Dito and Blade swapping spots. Dito obviously with that new wing, look to see him improve a couple of spots here and there. Blade's probably going to be looking to hang on with his teammate right behind him in P13. But so far it's been a really good race by the Red Bulls here.
Yeah, definitely. As they're sitting 4 and 9 all the stops of Whitman and Arc, those high. And once they drop off, or once they pull into the pit lane, we're going to see true leaders of this race of Angus and Josh. Sootsy right behind them, and Daniel's getting only 1.4 behind. It's definitely going to be a tense fight for the win.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting come the latter part of this race. As we see, Josh gets the move done into turn 1, so he takes the effective lead, but they are closing this gap ever so slowly to the leaders. Zoo picks up a 3-second. Hennessy gets the move done on Protein. Protein is coming into the pits off of those hards, so he's not enjoying himself here today, unfortunately for the Alpine driver.
Definitely not. I feel like he's realised his mistake of being on the hards yet, as he's chucking on a set of and replacing another win.
Yeah, so now he can go to the end at... Oh, no, he can't. That's old pair of mediums. 9 laps. So... Oh... You'd be... Oh, no, he should be fine. They are old pair, but they'll go the distance. Zoo comes in, and I think he's fixed that wing now and has swapped to the mediums. He certainly has. So he'll be going all the way to the end. So now it's just a matter of the catching game for these back 4 drivers, trying to get to the points.
Definitely going to be a bit of a charge from Zoo, Protein,
There's
France, and Karen.
Boltaroo's boxing. So now the gap to the leader is only 11 seconds. So they are absolutely flying here with Arcs in P2, but they are catching him. So expect it for them to make the moves in these next 2 DRS areas. I don't think there'll be much battling going on, as Daniel's almost at the back of him as well.
Daniel's been dancing on that protection line. He's jumping from within the second.
Oh, and Josh has had it. Almost got taken out. Oof. Angus takes the position from Josh. So Arcs had a massive moment. Unfortunately, Josh has seen that and tried to make a move into the turn and had the door slammed shut in his face. So Angus is now our effective leader, and he potentially might try and make the move here. I don't think he's close enough, maybe. With DRS open with the battery, he is. He definitely is. So this could be very beneficial if he can get away from Arcs. Those fresh tyres compared to the old ones. And Arc still needs to lift. He's on yellow fuel light. I think he is lifting through this sector. He's in none. This could go horribly wrong if people decide to send it here, which they don't, which is good to see. But Daniel T has been brought back into this race.
Yeah, definitely. As something else I noticed is that at the time that Josh had his little moment, Plug has also done something similar.
Oh, that Satsy's off. Yeah, I noticed that as well. He's now behind Arcade Gaming. He was 3 seconds in front of him, so something's definitely amiss with Plugger tonight.
Yeah, he was ahead of Arcade by a few seconds, and now he's right behind him. He's got Dito right up the gearbox there, and Josh is missing both end plates. Josh messed up somewhere. He's got no end plates. And
May
Arx is pulled into the pit.
maybe that might have been contact with Sutsi potentially.
Potentially.
That is going to hurt Josh's race. Both him and Daniel T. Oh, Daniel T's got a full wing, but Angus is now 2.9 in the clear. So now the ball's in pretty much Angus's court. If he can just hold this car together, and with Matif still needs to box though. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens here. If I was
Yeah.
with, I'd probably be boxing this lap. You don't want to leave it too late, because we've seen a lot of people leaving it way too late to pit and not being able to catch up. So because he's going to softs, he'll be coming out at around that P11 area as Arcade Gaming has fallen back a bit. So there might have been contact between him and Sebi, him and Dito, or him and Plugger. So I'm not sure. Unfortunately, did not catch it. They are 6.6 behind Sutsi.
Yeah, I just saw. I was on board with Plugger and Dito being invested in this fight, and I saw a Red Bull run off, take to the escape road there. He might have gotten on that curb, which once you get on that curb, it's pretty much game over there. So he's quite lucky to have that car still in one.
Yes, Josh makes a move
Yeah.
back to P2, but that no wing is gonna cost him so much time. He'd be kicking himself. Unfortunately, it's just unfortunate incidents that happen. But I think if you're with, you have to box. I would. You can't keep going around and around. Unfortunately, as I said, we've seen it multiple times this season. Okay, so there you have it. Screen freeze in the curb, Pep said. That's unfortunate for Plugger. At least he's still in pretty decent points so far. So as Whiff has a moment, it looks like. So I think he'll be coming in the box now. He's now 8.2 in front of Angus, but he'll be dropping all the way behind RK Gaming, and that's not going to be very easy to make up the ground here.
Definitely not. Is this gap to Angus, Ped, Josh, and Daniel? I believe from what I just saw was 8. So no, it was. I was being lied to. That was the gap to Whiff. He's extended it out to 3 seconds.
So Plugger is coming around the corner. Does Whiff get out before him? He does. And he does. He definitely does. So he's just... If he left it one lap later, it was, I think, game over. So now he needs to absolutely send lap after lap and try to close this gap. So the first ones he'll be reaching are Sutsi and Josh with Daniel T. And then he'll have to try and close the gap to Angus. But you've only got 12 laps to do it. Especially with a Mercedes behind him in Plugger, who will probably try to defend as much as he can if he doesn't lose DRS in the meantime.
Whiff is definitely going to be absolutely sending it around the track, even on those cold tyres. He's still going to have a better grip over the cars behind. He's going to be absolutely sending it as Plugger right there on the pit lane exit, and now it's almost 9/10 gap. Plugger's just hanging on in DRS. He probably will lose it come next lap, or maybe even now.
No, he's got it. He's got it now. He's got it now. But he will lose it next lap, 100%. I think through the corners, he'll probably lose it with the grip difference.
There's definitely been a bit of a struggle for him in the Merc tonight. As all eyes now turn to Whiff to see if he can interrupt the battle of the front runners of up there. See if he can even drag them up to Angus come the end of the race.
Yeah. So currently, as it stands, he's knocking off about 0.6 per lap to these drivers in front. 0.7 now. So he needs to be at least hitting that mark of 0.7 per lap to be able to catch the leader. Because as I said, it is one thing to catch, but you then also have to make the overtakes, and these guys are all fighting for position. So, and they're not his teammates, so I expect them to probably put up a bigger battle than the other guys behind him did. As Suts is right in the back of Josh. Oh, it's a bit of a could be a potential punt to pass there. So I will be noting that down. Oh, Josh, I think, had a screen freeze. That looked like a screen freeze or lag, one of the two.
Definitely getting a bit rough out there for the Rebel driver. He was sitting pretty in quali, and then he took off at the start of the race. Now he is falling like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the track here is pretty average at the best of times. But yeah, it's unfortunately, yeah, they were doing really good, the Red Bulls, and now one's in P4 with no wing and one's in P11, which 4.6 seconds behind. I don't know if he's missing any end plates. I'll wait until his.
He looks to be missing
Yes, he is
left
front
plate.
left, and he's getting caught by Arcs and Boltaroo. So it's a very unfortunate result for Arcade Gaming and potentially Hennessy. He could make up another spot here as Plugger makes the move on Dito, swings back over, gets the job done. Whiff is now 3.1, but that's the laps are closing. He hasn't got much left to close that gap, and by the time he does close that gap, the tyres will be at the same wear anyway, so this is going to come right down to the wire if he's going to be able to get it done, because he's currently 6.3, I think it is, to the leader, if I just added that up correctly in my head. 6.1. You know what, close enough. But this is a really good drive from the Haas reserve driver here.
Definitely, as he jumped up 3 spots in the start of the race, and he's going to be looking to make another one on Daniel down ERS. And they've almost left Josh for dead here, as that wing damage is definitely starting to set in, as Whiff is right there, about 2 seconds out from Josh.
So what Whiff needs is these guys to battle hard, so he catches the DRS a bit earlier. That's probably his only way he catches Angus here. Unfortunately, they are coming up to a lap car as well, so that lap car needs to stay out the way. Arcs gets the job done on Arcade Gaming, so the next one to probably get it done will be a Bolt Saru. So I'll go back to the intervals now. So Arcs will be now trying to close the gap to Blade, who's done a really great job. Got up to P10, right behind Sebi, so he will be looking to fight that one right to the finish, with Marzi in P8 and Plugger and Dito fighting out to finish, both rivals of each other this season. But this is a very different top 3 we're looking at. Normally it's either Dito, Josh and Plugger, or Dito, Josh, Plugger with Matif. But now we're looking at Angus, Sutsi and Daniel T as it stands. With Matif 1 second away. He hasn't caught the DRS yet, but he's about to catch Josh first.
He's definitely sitting right in the wheel tracks of Josh, and Josh in that Red Bull is definitely going to be quivering in the seat now that Whiff has arrived, and maybe not even just quivering. He's probably going to be a bit happy now that he's right, because they're just going to drag him up. As look at that time you lost from that lap car overtaking Angus. He went from about 2.6, 2.7 to being 1.7. Absolutely hurting Angus here, and
So that's
his quest for victory.
Yeah, that was a lapped car unlapping themselves, so they'll need to either get a wriggle on and get out the way. So it looks like he has, but that has cost him time. So if that has cost him a bit of time, that might be looked at. But that's up to the driver, because we have not seen it on the actual stream. But I believe he does get DRS here to him, maybe? No, he does not. But Josh is out of the DRS zone of Sutsi. With Matif goes up the inside. He's now only got 6 laps to get this done.
Whiff is definitely going to be cutting it a bit close here, as he just at the moment is within that second gap for the DRS, and he seems to just be closing it and closing it and closing it. And he's just praying his tyres hold out to the end of the race.
Yeah, but I think the next two obstacles are going to be harder than the likes of Josh because of the no wing. You've got, yeah, the Haas and the Williams. I don't think they're going to give it up easy at all. It's going to be very, very interesting. Can Withmateef get it to the top step, or will he just run out of time? We've seen a lot of people run out of time right on the last lap. Unfortunately, calling it one lap too late to swap the tyres, but he is on the back of this pack. They're all running about pretty similar batteries. Withmateef has the most, so he'll be looking to make a double overtake here. So they'll both get DRS. The Williams moves out. The kicks out moves out. Does he go for a double? He does. Does he get it done though? He does. He gets it done. Now he will close that gap to the Mercedes unless Daniel T and Sutzi can fight back in the next DRS zones.
At this point, I don't reckon they're going to be looking to more fight him at this given point. They're just going to be looking to let with drag them up to Angus as 1.1 is just shrinking. It's getting smaller and smaller, that gap. And once that's connected, then that brings Daniel Sutzi and Josh still at the moment back up into that fight for the win.
Yeah, so he didn't get the DRS there, but the likes of Daniel did and Sutzi did, so be interesting to see if he can get it here. It's looking likely he's in 0.8, 0.7. Yeah, he'll get it here. So now the interesting thing will be, will his tyres hold out and be the quickest on the grid by the end? And will he just stay behind and bide his time? He looks to be making the move for the lead here. Already, he goes up the inside, gets it done. Angus has got a lot of battery to play with though, so this will be an interesting race to the finish.
Yeah, definitely. We probably are gonna see here what looks to be a 4-car drag race come to the last lap, which will definitely be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of battles here between the McLaren and the Visa Cash App. So this is going to be down to the wire as well. But we'll go back up to the top here. Withmateef looking to run away with this early. Trying to get out of the DRS already. But he's burning a lot of battery. So that might come back to haunt him. But he's out of the DRS. Can Angus pull it back in? He cannot. So Angus has lost DRS to Withmateef. So now Withmateef just needs to hold it in the lead and try to catch this back marker and get the DRS from him. As Daniel T now catches the back of Angus as well.
As this dominant lead from Angus over the past few laps definitely crashing down. And now Whiff is here to stay in the lead of this race.
Yeah, and you've still got a battle for that P8, P9, P10 position with the likes of Marzi, Blade and Sebi. And you've got P6 and P7 battling it out as well between Plugger and Dido. Unfortunately, Josh has lost out to the top 4. Keep in mind there might be pens coming. I don't know who for, but you don't lose a wing without incident. So it's going to be a very interesting post-race in the steward's office, I would say. As what these 3 need to do, 2, 3 and 4, they need to start working together and slipstream up the straight to try and catch Whiff, but I think it's almost game, set and match if they can't pull in that 0.5 gap to get into the DRS.
At the moment, what they're really looking for is Whiff's tyres to just fall in flat on themselves and perish. As Angus runs wide, giving Daniel an opportunity, he can't capitalise on it. They definitely seem to be fighting a lot more compared to what we were seeing earlier now. They're all getting a bit desperate.
Marzi has just collided into the back of Blade by accident. missing his braking zone and losing that left end plate
Oh
as it
no,
stands.
talk
So,
about the pyre rules. Oh, Sammy gets the switch back on Marzi. Can't hold it though.
so he'll fall right back in behind Marzi. Yes, he will. So if you were Marzi here, you'd probably be looking to try and let Blade run away without the damage, which is a smarter thing to do, especially trying working with your teammate, letting him see if he can just get away on this final lap as Terrence comes into box. But this gap to the lead has expanded, so without fail, if Wifmatif doesn't spin out or anything like that, it's looking more likely that it's going to be a kick Sauber victory here. Daniel T makes the move. The Haas is looking for the move as well, but the Mercedes is fighting back, still staying on track. They go side by side. I hate that camera angle because it's just bad, but there might have been contact between the Mercedes and the Haas of
It
Satsi.
appeared just to be a little bit, as this almost brings. Why are we? So Whiff might have made a mistake.
Nah,
This
it was
almost
a...
lap.
I don't know what that was.
Huh. It might have been
Potential...
lap cars.
Oh, France maybe made a mistake.
Potential. Yeah, but that little contact that has to work. This almost brought Josh back fight for P4. So it's not all done in the loss for Josh in the Red Bull, but definitely looking a bit darker where he is.
Yeah, so as it stands, Angus is still in the DRS of Daniel. So Daniel will be going in P2 leading into this final lap with Wifmatif leading the actual race as it stands. There is some penalties handed out after this race, so I think Terrence, so if he brings the car home, he'll be serving that 10-second as well. I believe there was multiple others. Someone, and I believe I know who that is. Arx is out of fuel.
Oh no!
Yeah. So unfortunately he didn't lift, and now he's gonna be he'll drop down to dead last here. I would be surprised if he's able. Oh, nah, he'll probably be able to hold points just because he's able to keep that speed at about 160. That will get him around. He just needs to let everyone past. Yep, brilliant. So Hennessy will get him though, 100%. Trio Kev will get him as well, going at full speed. But heading into the final straight with Matif is coming around the last sector in the lead. He is flashing red as well, but it doesn't matter. He takes out P1. The battle for P2 and P3. Daniel T takes out P2. Angus P3. Sutzi P4. Squash in P5. Dido and Plugger battling right to the line. Dido gets P6. Plugger P7. Blade holds at P8. Marzi, will he hold P9? He certainly will. Sebi P10. Arcade Gaming coming around in P11. So Arx loses a spot to Trio Kev. Unfortunately, Pro Team will not be able to catch Arx before the line. Boltru coming home in P12. Hennessy P13. Trio Kev P14. Arx slowly but surely limping over the line for the last point of the race in P15. And he's slowly but surely crossing the line. In Protein Group is coming over in P16, so both Alpines unfortunately out of the points. Down in P16, P17, Zoo in P18, and Franz will be the final person to finish in P19, and there you have it. He'll go up to P18 after the pen from Zoo. Sorry, we forgot to do driver of the day, but
Whoopsies!
that's my bad. I completely forgot. I'm seeing with the driver. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. With that deserves driver of the day. I personally didn't think he was going to get there in the end, but yeah, Nah, brilliant effort. So from P7 to P1, that is our driver of the day as well, with followed by Daniel T in P2. So brilliant drive from him and Angus running out the top three. With Sutsi P4, Josh P5, Dido, didn't mean to do that, Dido P6, Plugger P7, Blade in P8, Marzi P9, and rounding out the top 10 was Sebi. Arcade Gaming P11, Boltaru P12, Hennessy P13, Trio Kev P14, and Arcs rounding out the final points position in P15. And there you have it. Not many onboards, which is good, because I have to do this after the race. So there's probably about 2 or 3 I have to put in, which is not too bad. But other than that, it was pretty solid night. What would you take out of this, Lamb? Moving forward for the Williams.
I'm taking out this that the fact they actually listened to me. I told them to. I'll quote this. Hang on, let me pull it up. Let's see, where is it? I pinged them. Good luck, lads. Let's finish this week off good and well. And thankfully, they listened, and they brought home. They finished off this week good and well here in Div 3.
Yeah, no, brilliant effort by everyone involved tonight. It was pretty clean all around. Yes, we did see some incidents here and there on the track, but overall it was brilliant to watch and commentate. I'll try to get these guys in the Comms Box for interviews. Oh, go away, Season 5.
And it's Mercedes.
Radio check.
Just doing this fan zone stuff.
You got.
Oh, go away, this game. And I'm getting communicating the whole time.
Cool, but yeah, he was too quick, so I just let him go. And then I just thought I'd let Daniel pass one lap and then hopefully squeeze in between him and the Haas. And then we had a bit of a battle, and then me and the Haas had like a bit of a collision at the end. Unfortunately, I don't really know what happened there, so I'll have to go back and look. And then, yeah, he just got a bit too much of a gap, so I couldn't catch back up to him. So good race to him. Well deserved. P2.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pass you over to Dynasty now, but congrats on your podium. I believe it's back to back from last week, and hopefully we can see you carrying the momentum onto next week.
Yeah, same time next week. See you then.
Welcome, Angus, to the comms box. Brilliant race from you. It did look like you were in the dominant position. I'm not sure if it was because of the lap car and lapped himself that you lost a lot of time. But yeah, you probably owe Plugger a beer for the 5-place grid penalty.
Yeah,
but
that wasn't very fair.
Yeah, nah, it's the game. It's as we've been saying, it's broken. It's always been broken. Unfortunately, you can't really do much about it. But moving forward, obviously we've got Abu Dhabi next week. I believe, though, if I'm not mistaken, you've got a week off now. If I'm not mistaken, hold on, I'll just triple check that. The 12th of March, yeah. So basically, no race next week because of how close it is to the Australian Grand Prix. So having a week off, obviously you're going to be looking to refresh yourself and hopefully do one better next for the next race then.
Fingers crossed. I completely forgot about the F1. I ended up selling my tickets, so I'm not going anymore. So try and get a bit of practice in and just watch the F1.
Yeah, nah, that's at least, as I said, at least you can refresh and go basically do some extra practicing during that week off, hopefully, and hopefully we see you back up here again, hopefully on the top step this time for next time.
I'm hoping so.
But brilliant race, mates, and I'll let you go back to your TP.
No worries, thanks, Matt. Good race to win. Thank you.
Alright, so that was Angus in our P3. So we'll move over to P2 and I'll start this off. Daniel, are you there, mate?
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
Brilliant race from you, mate. Good points for the Williams overall. So P2 and P6, I believe, in the end. So really good effort. Walk us through the last couple of laps battling with obviously Angus and I believe Josh was there for a moment, if I'm not, or Suts. Sorry, no, Suts was there. Walk us through basically what the mindset was heading into those last couple of laps. Was you wanting to be the front car, or was you wanting to be close behind to make the moves when necessary?
Yeah, I think once Whiff got into the DRS of us guys, I knew that was pretty much him into P1. He was rapid on those softs. And no one deserves a win more than Whiff, I reckon. So, congrats to him. With Angus, I think, yeah, we're just trying to work with him to see if we could get back into the DRS of Whiff, and then noticed he had an incident with the hearth, so I honestly thought I overtook to get that lead off Angus a little bit too early, but I'm glad I did after that. I thought those two would start battling, which they did, and I was just able to hold him off and push a bit harder. I think he had 2 lap older tyres than I did, which helped as well, so yeah, just trying to just push those last couple of laps, mate, and P2, mate, I'm really happy with that one. And P6 for Dito, I think we outscored everyone in this division again this week, so really happy with that.
Yeah,
Catch back up to Merc a bit.
yeah, nah, brilliant effort by you both. I know Dito was fighting Plugger right to the very end, so it's been a brilliant battle to watch all season. But well done in your P2, mate. I'll hand you over to one of
Thanks,
your
mate.
teammates in Lamb.
Alrighty then, Daniel T. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate, I'm good. Yeah, really good after that one. Happy with P2 there.
That's good to hear, and it seems that you've been in the comp box for a good few weeks now, chatting to us, race after race after race, whether it be on the podium or being driver of the day, just coming in and having the chat with us.
Yeah, can't get
How?
enough of me, can you?
Yeah. Let's see. How did your qualifying go? As we've already heard from you about how the end of the race went. Let's rewind the clocks and walk us through your qualifying.
Yeah, quali was good. Q2 I was a bit worried because I went out on used tyres and did a good lap, but on my new run I bottled that and did I think about a tenth slower than my used run at the end of Q2, so I was a little bit worried, so I was lucky to still stay in Q2, but Q3 I think I did a pretty good lap. I think I was P4, and yeah, I was happy with that one. And then I noticed the Mercedes guys in front of us, and then Plugger unfortunately with that 5-place grid penalty, but you know, that's the cost you pay, I guess, for slipstreaming sometimes.
Definitely. As it was obviously a good drive from you. At one point there was a good 4, 5, 6 laps where after you all had boxed, you were just outside that DRS and you were jumping that line, like being out of it, being into it, being out of it, being into it, being out of it, like a jump, like a skipping rope. What was that like?
Mate, I just could not get into his DRS for a while there, and then the guys started fighting, which really helped me. Yeah, it was a good race, man. I had a lot of understeer for some reason in that middle sector, so I don't know what was going on there. So just trying to really be patient through there, not make any mistakes, and just try and stay with them, and hopefully just fight it out at the end, and worked out well for me.
In the end, it eventually did. All of us here in the comms box, we didn't anticipate with coming through on the softs, following through and actually taking the lead. Was you, as the drivers, were you anticipating with being able to catch up in that short span of laps that he had? Did you expect him to catch up or not?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I boxed from the softs and Whiff was right behind me, I knew he was in with a good chance for a win. And then when he came out 7 seconds, I think it was, behind me on softs, I knew he was a good chance of catching us. And then, yeah, once he did, it was pretty much game over. He was too quick, so I didn't want to fight him too much, obviously. Tried to stay in DRS for a little bit, but he was just too quick. And yeah, like I said, no one deserves a win more today than Whiff, I reckon, after some of the stuff he's had to go through the first couple races, being unlucky. But yeah, man, just happy for Whiff, happy for P2, and great drive from Angus too.
Well, thank you for joining us here in the comments box. I'm gonna let you go. Have a good rest of your night, my friend.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Well done, guys.
Yeah, well done, mate. Brilliant effort from
Thanks.
P2. All right, I believe that's it for the interviews. We will move across to the P1 getter of this race in Whiff. How you going, mate?
I am going great. Like,
Over the
I
moon.
don't know. Yeah, over the moon.
Nah, brilliant effort. I honestly, I wrote you off. I thought you went way too long on those mediums, but you played it correctly. You didn't run out of time, which was good, and you made it pretty much work with 4 laps to go, and pretty much cruised to a, one would say, an easier victory with not having to battle the last couple of laps. But walk us through when you were doing the medium stint. Was you feeling like you were going too long, or you were very confident with the strategy?
I'd saved a set of softs in quali for the race. But when it came to the race, it said that I had a use set. So I didn't really have a choice but to extend them quite a bit. When I was about to pit, I saw that Zoo had come out right behind me. He was on fresh softs. So I tried to stay in his DRS. But yeah, that didn't really work out. So I just pit that lap, and yeah, when I was on the mediums, I was just kind of staying with the cars in front, and then after the crossover point, just kept trying to overtake them.
Yeah, nah. You did the right call, going the mediums and then going to softs at the end. You did have extraordinary pace to catch the boys in front and then make the moves and pretty much get into clean air. But nah, brilliant effort by you, mate. You also got our drive of the day. I think it was pretty much, in my opinion, it was probably between you, Blade, and Daniel T for drive of the day. But yeah, hands down, I think everyone, even in the chat, agreed that you definitely did really good tonight. And I'll pass you over to Lamb, mate. See if he's got any questions for you.
Thanks, Dynasty.
All right, with Matif, how has your night gone?
As Dynasty said before, over the moon. Over like 4 moons, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you what, in the qualifying, I don't remember exactly where you came. I believe P5 area was where you finished that Q3. So obviously not as high up as you'd like to be, but definitely quite far up there. How did that affect the way you chose to approach your strategy, or was it always a dead set lock on what you wanted to do?
I actually think I was P9 in quali. But with Plugger's 5 place, I think it was P8. But yeah, I was kind of set on the medium softs. I was going to try work with Bolts, but he unfortunately got a drive through. But yeah, I kind of just had to, like I said before, stick with him. Zandvoort isn't one of my best tracks, it's actually one of my worst. So I'm surprised I didn't go a bit Tony Hawk on a couple of the curbs, but yeah, glad I didn't.
Always not pulling a Tony Hawk here is a bit difficult and always good. Let's talk about your little battle you had with RK there while sitting the DRS train. What was that like, fighting off the rebel that was behind, just toward the back of that DRS train?
Yeah, like I was saying before with Dynasty, when it came to the crossover point, I was just trying to overtake them, as not as quick as possible, but as quick as I could while trying to keep it clean. There was a bit of a moment between us. I went down the inside, there was a bit of contact. I've spoken to RK about it, he just says it's hard racing. I gave the position back. So I don't think there's any harm done there. But yeah, I've raced Arcade before, and I know that he's pretty clean.
As always. And coming up, and as you're coming up on the leaders, well, what was the leaders of the race? Did you feel like your tires were starting to go off and that you might not be able to get there in time, or did you always have that feeling in the back of your brain that this is mine to lose?
Well, I saw that there was a big gap from Arcs to, I think, not Arcs, sorry. It was Angus to the front runners of that group that were swapping. I think it was Daniel and I can't remember who exactly, I'm sorry. But yeah, I was just trying to pass everyone. But yeah, I saw the gap there from when Arcs was being lapped. I heard that there was a bit of contact, so I'm like, yeah, keep going, try and just catch up. And yeah, it seemed to work out in my favour.
Yes, it did indeed. It is. I reckon that's all I've got for tonight. Once again, I don't think I have. Congratulations on your win and driver of the day.
Thanks, mate. First win in Rush. So going to give a bit of a shout out to Yuki, Dante, Minmare. They're all there. Bolts, Shifty as well. They have been pushing me for this win. I know Yuki and Shifty were like, oh, when are you going to win your first race? And they came today, so yeah.
Well done, mate. Well done on your P1 and congratulations on your first win in Rush.
Thanks, mate.
It's all good. All right, that will pretty much wrap things up here for Div 3. I am not sure who is going to be the host for Reserve program tomorrow as I am busy. So I do not know if there will be a stream or not. But no, it's been a good night, Lamb.
It definitely. We didn't see any safety cars, which I believe is a first for this week at least across all the divisions. And but on the downside, we did see a few track limit penalties, but as it's fine. He didn't. As far as I'm aware, there were accidents, and accidents happen. So overall, it's been a pretty good race.
Yeah, it has been. It's been great, and yeah, pretty clean, tidy. No safety cars. Unfortunately, Arcs did run out of fuel. So, word of advice for everyone: if it's going to be a clean race, do not under fuel. So, but no, it's been really good. But we'll probably end it there. So, thanks to all of our sponsors, especially as I said, AO369. And yeah, other than that, it was good to see Whiff win his first race. Congratulations to him, and as I always like to say, see ya.